We rollin'! Yeah! Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Three Pros and a Podcast.
Yeah, we back, boy. Woo, that intro goes so hard. Shout out to Burt Watson,
baby.
Bruce Buffer, let's go. Batman on the ones and twos on the track. Michael Johnson
Yes,
here,
sir.
Chaz Skelly, Batman going. Yo, if anybody wants to know that beat in that song, Bubba, explain where that comes from and how it made.
Yeah, man, for sure. We back like a herpy girl from the 18s.
Oh,
Check this out.
Lord.
That song is some
Gross.
shit that I did down in Atlanta, baby. I got my boy Coda on the beat, and I got a way with words, so I just I put my little spin on it. Some of y'all can go check that out, but for the most part, man, y'all needed an intro, and I was like, yo, Mike, Chaz, y'all got to check out this beat, because the one that you sent me was like very, very in that lane. So I was like, yo, I got to see if I can put my music on the channel, baby, see if I can get out there. So that's where it came from.
Yeah, perfect. So another hidden talent that nobody knew about. Our man's a musician over there. So you might want to stay out of Atlanta too much. Don't go down there. I mean, it's a little sketchy out there.
Yeah, no, trust me, I already know. 8 out of 10 men that I meet look at me differently. So yeah,
I hope they didn't
definitely
touch you
trying to get the fuck out
differently.
of Atlanta. For sure. My man
Chaz.
Keith Lee got pinched up in Atlanta. He came to Atlanta and they don't kicked him out of Atlanta because all his food critic shit. So yeah, I'm gonna definitely stay away from Atlanta. They ain't got my type.
Hey, bro, I got to tell you a little story about Atlanta. The very first time I ever went to Atlanta, I wasn't going to Atlanta. We were moving. I was probably like only 7 or 8 years old. So this had to have been 85, probably 92, 93. Atlanta was pretty dangerous, pretty dangerous city
Dangerous.
that time. And just so happened to be, we were moving. We didn't have cell phones back then. We had a walkie-talkie in our truck. Our truck was loaded down like the Clampets, dude, like we were poor, dirt poor. We had this old ass truck with a raggedy trailer behind it. We had it loaded up with just tarps and bungee cords, like holding everything together. And we got separated from my mom and my sister. Me and my dad were in the truck with the dogs, towing the trailer. We were running out of gas. We didn't have any way to tell them to pull over. We needed gas. We used to have walkie-talkies. We couldn't get any reception, So we're trying to like, hey, pull over. We have to take the exit because we're about to run out of gas. Coming to this gas station, and it was like very clear from the moment that we exited the wrong exit. I mean, we're like probably the two only white people within 30 miles. And
You in the wrong area, boy.
Very white.
But I wouldn't call Atlanta dangerous. Like, I mean, I
Hey,
guess
them
if you're
water
white,
boys will rob you
yeah,
now.
I
Them
guess.
water boys will run up, ask if you need some water, see you pull out the cash, and then put a gun in your face. It's different.
And I'm not gonna lie. So we sputtered into a gas station, bro. We sputtered into a gas station when we parked right there and we're completely out of gas. And the guy that was working the gas station came out and told my dad, he's like, my dad went in there, was like, could I use a phone? I gotta try and call the cops, see if they can like locate my wife and tell her we're back here. She had the wallet, she had all the money. And the guy's like, no, I'm gonna give you guys like $10 in gas and you can just get on out. Because it was like getting late, getting dark. He's like, you guys can just get on out of
Look
here.
at that. White privilege works everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Yeah. God was our savior, man.
Yeah, I know, right? Awesome. So, guys, this weekend I was a little bummed and shocked out. I was getting ready for John Jones to finally fight Stipe, but obviously we know what happened. The fight got thrown off, and then I was looking at the card, and what? I'm not too mad. Like, we still got a great main event, and we still got a great co-main event, and those two guys, and the card seems fully stacked and.
Yeah,
I'm ready for a great.
I want to know, other than John Jones being on it, I don't know who's on the card.
No, Pereira and Pereska are fighting. He's coming back from his year-long layoff. Tom Aspinall's fighting the big Russian guy. I can't really think of his name, but the dude that
Oh
just
yeah, I like that matchup.
knocks
I like
everybody
that.
out. But I always thought Tom Aspinall was the guy to be able to beat John Jones in the heavyweight division. Like, I think this kid's
Why do
gonna
you think
be.
that? Because of his athleticism, the way he moves.
Yeah. That his athleticism, his stand up from his wrestling down to his ground game. You know, it's very tricky.
Heavy.
He's heavy. He's heavy, but he moves like a light heavyweight, damn near middleweight. Like, he's very fast. He's got very clean boxing, and he's 23. Like I said, I was gonna play the fact that I really don't think like age plays a factor, but he's very young and he just continues to get better.
Yeah. The young mixed with the maturity that we see in the cage is what I can see why that would help. Because yeah, well, it's one thing to be young, but to be young and then to have an IQ of a vet or something like that, that definitely plays into it.
Yeah,
dude, that heavyweight fight for as long as it lasts is gonna be. I'm like crazy interested in that fight because that Sergey, that guy, man, he hits so hard. It's like everybody he hits just goes down. And same as Michael. I've been huge on Tom Aspinall since the first time I saw him. So the guy's just he's very slick. He has very slick boxing. He moves very well. He has good takedowns. He has great jiu-jitsu. You know, he's like very well rounded. I would look for him to come out and really try and stay super tight and just look for takedowns right away. You know, I think Sergey, I can't remember. I haven't looked up his record, but did he get knocked out by Alistair? Did Alistair like ground and pound him or something?
It's something crazy. You know, we all got those losses that shouldn't have happened. I think that was one.
No, and I don't disagree with that. But I could see Tom Aspinall, if he could get an early takedown, you know, I could see him.
I don't think he goes for an early takedown. I think he's good enough on his feet. I think he's fast enough and quick enough to stand out of the way of this guy's big shots. And he keeps his hands up and he's got good movement. I think he lets this guy swing himself tired, and then he goes in and finishes him. I definitely don't see it going past the second. So,
man,
I don't. Heavyweights don't go that long.
I can't agree with that game plan. I think.
All right, we'll see.
If you're a guy and you know you have a better ground game, you know that you're good on top, you know that you have good wrestling, you think this guy's big and he might gas, why not gas him out on the ground in the first, and then if you want to fuck him up on the feet in the second?
Yeah, true, but you gotta think that the Russian guy knows that maybe that is his game plan. He's just gonna be sent back waiting for him to shoot some takedown. And you know, we all know that's a little dangerous spot to be if.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. No, I definitely don't disagree with that.
I think you just got to mix it up, man. At that level with those high level guys, when you're on that type of stage, mixing it up is the best thing to do. Of course, you know you want to go to your places of strength. You want to get to your wrestling. You want to get to your dominant spots. But when you got a guy that good, I don't think you can just pertain to one discipline. You got to mix it up to confuse them, and then that's when you want to go to the shit that you and your coach talk about.
Definitely. The heavyweight.
But I like that Mackenzie Dern's Andrade fight. I know Mackenzie's not up and coming, but she's been shitting on a lot of people, been doing her thing. I was her wrestling coach for about 5 fights back then when she was on her up and up. And then I actually moved
back when
to
she
Vegas.
was just pulling guard.
Yeah, no, absolutely not.
I wouldn't have no problem with that.
I had to get that shit out of there.
I'm sure he didn't have a problem with her pulling guard. Come on.
When I was coaching her, she was still married. So, you know, kings don't play with other kings' things. That's how it works.
Yeah, but the queens are the ones that fucked that up.
No, that's an interesting fight too, though, man. Mackenzie Dern's got some really, really, really slick jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, I don't know if they're putting her in that position to be a gatekeeper. Like, you know,
no,
the name is good, but are you gatekeeping or is this a contender? What we doing?
Yeah, she's newly divorced and single. She's fighting like a whole new person. Like, if y'all watched that last fight, like fresh out of her relationship, and it's been like big and broadcasted all over the place. Like, I think she's gonna come in here on that same energy. You know, I think she did some interview about, I don't know if this is true, I didn't look into it, but it sounded like her ex is like taking money from her. Like, does he have?
Yeah, no, it's a bad situation. I was behind the ones and twos with that whole situation. I knew Wesley, I knew Mackenzie.
Is that the surfer? Is that the surfer kid with the big ass hair?
He's a young surfer kid who was acting as though he was her manager. Like he was telling me what percentages I was supposed to get from her. Or
I
something
used
like
to
that.
see
I'm
him
like,
at the
bro,
fights. He used to act like he was the wife. Like I used to see this dude, like
Yeah,
he was the
he's
one
the
like
wife.
carrying
He's
the
the help.
baby and like fucking damn near like tears, and I was just looking at him like, really? Like
You
this
saw.
is kind of
You
like
saw.
he's the
I'll take
one.
that, bro.
He tries to be a man, with the numbers, trying to talk, for her, for different sponsorships or negotiating what coaches are being paid or something like that. But after you look at him, you're like, boy, you're a child. Don't fucking talk to
Yeah.
me. I'm talking to the business partner.
I don't mind him carrying the kid around like that, but if you ever seen this guy, you just like really who the fuck is this guy like?
Oh man, I've always wanted to be a stay-at-home dad.
No, but he's a pro
Hey.
surfer. I heard he's a pro surfer, so he does
He is.
really well. Yeah, but so that's
I
why
don't
I'm
even care.
confused.
I don't want to surf anymore. I want to take care.
Hey,
Go make me some money. I would love to stay at home and take care of the kids.
I'm on
let's
your
just
side,
shut down
bro.
now.
I've been looking for a sugar mama. I'm on your side. That's like every fighter's retirement plan. Like, come on, we've been going through this bullshit. Like, where's my sugar mama at now? Like, I'll bake the cookies. Like, don't worry, it'll be fine.
Yeah, the house will be clean.
Hey, you need to go down to Houston. Houston got some older women that are nicely shaped in the sugar mama category. They got that oil money down there. You might want to check out Houston.
Yeah. They might be too big though down there. I don't know about that one. Then you got to handle with like dog pets and and everything else down there in Houston. If you go in there and get a relationship. Speaking of dogs, have y'all seen the story about your boy?
What boy? Don't be calling people my boy.
Y'all boy Izzy with his dog. Some conspiracy theory shit just popped up. Yeah, I guess he's he gets intimate with his animals or his dogs. I don't know. I always thought something was up with him.
Honestly, I don't really care what you do at night and who you go home with, and who you sleep with. But there has always been, a little bit of that guy. I ain't never seen him with no females. The pearl, things, and everybody got their own. And we're in a new school generation of people painting their nails and shit. But to me, it's just a little bit off. And if I was in Atlanta, I would figure he'd get trapped up.
He's gay for sure. I'm gonna be honest. I'm sorry.
I ain't
He's a
saying
badass
that.
motherfucker. He's a he's one of the. Listen, if you were to get your ass whooped by a fag, he's the one to do it. I fucking promise you that, boy. And ain't nobody trying to say that shit to his face. I tell you that, cause no problem. So hey, I think he's even said it. I'm gonna paint my nails and end up knocking you out with him in some fight. Ended up doing it. So
yeah, he said that about the Strickland. He said that to Strickland.
Okay.
I'll paint my nails and knock you out with them.
Yeah, well, that didn't go his way in that fight, but it happens. Oh yeah, here's this guy.
Strickland may have just got some all-time ammunition for the press conference because this story of Israel Adesanya is very disturbing. Starts with a video of Izzy touching his dog in the man part, saying it's Willie time. In response to that video, all he said was "Rip Millie." There's also this video of Izzy chewing
R.I.P.
food
Millie.
and then baby birding it to his dog, feeding his dog from his mouth to his mouth. And then the MMA
That's white people shit, isn't it, Chaz?
Yeah, that's some white people shit right there. My man been in Australia too long.
More times than not, you're gonna think puppy
Hey,
means
Mike,
dog.
we might
Then
have
this
to go
was
get his
discovered.
ass.
It's a Twitter
I
account
don't
of a
want to
chick
go get him.
I don't know what people shit that
I'm
is.
gonna send a text to Usman or something, be like, "Yo, help, boy, get your mans."
That's at Joe Rogan's place.
But I mean, I've always
Why did he do
I always knew he was suspect, but like I said, I mean,
To each their own.
he's Izzy. Like I said, he's one of the baddest dudes on the planet. So hey, I got no problem with it. If that's how you want to do it, go ahead.
I always thought it was weird, bro. The only time Izzy came to the gym and worked out with us, I had Winston at the gym with me, and he asked if he could babysit Winston.
Stop
I
lying.
weird, but I never put two and two together.
Stop lying, did he?
No, bro, I never met him. I never even met him, bro.
This is what is a good thing about it. Like this is Izzy if he was a white kid in college. This little skit we got.
Okay, I've got one. Are you ready? It's not cheating if you spread peanut butter all over your testicles and let your dog lick it off. Because it's your dog.
Because it's your dog.
You know, because it's your dog.
Yeah, we got it.
Yeah, that's definitely some white people shit right there.
Classic.
And I don't know if you guys have seen the movie Van Wilder, but there's a scene where they like he's got this little bulldog, and his nuts are probably like 20 pounds in the in the movie, and they did a prank on this like other frat in the group, so they just jacked off the dog, and he came in all these donuts or these hot dogs or some shit, and they sent him over to the frat, and they fucking ate them all up. Like, this shit was crazy. Like,
Why don't I remember that part?
bro, it's the funniest shit ever. It's just, it's too much sperm. It's in high demand, you know, and especially if you're unvaccinated. Chaz, I don't know about you guys, Chaz or Bubba. Did you guys get this vax shot not too long ago?
I did not.
No, sir.
Zombie semen? No,
Pure
sir.
blood, baby. Pure blood. I'm in high demand for these bitches on
Hey,
Facebook.
yeah, I saw the thing. Women are looking for sperm from men.
They
that are
looking for me.
unvaccinated now. Going to Facebook groups, going to I mean, like.
But they're looking for sperm donors. Like, they're not looking
That
to
are
get
not
fucked.
vaccinated.
Are they looking to get fucked by some dude that didn't get vaccinated?
They gonna do the syringe route. They just need the substance.
Yeah, like
They
how
gonna
much?
just, you know-
How much are they paying? You know?
I mean,
Hey, you might be able to tap in with some of them, get that sugar mama deal going. You know what I'm saying?
You got a good
Hey,
point.
I'll
But
break
sugar
you off
mama's
a
not trying to
couple
have no
ounces.
kids. Like, they're all dried up. Like, they ain't trying to have no kids.
exactly.
Like,
Dude, they gotta know if it's the real deal though. They gotta that's like a drug nowadays that it's so valuable.
how do they find out if it's real? Some guys got 18 kids, right?
Bro,
I
they're
just
gonna
looked something
I
up.
bet there's a taste test. I bet
Yeah.
you can taste test it. You know what
They're
I'm
gonna
saying?
get that shit taste test.
A blind
Yeah,
taste
man,
test.
I'm not vaccinated, so I'm sure that I can give some away and then figure out who is vaccinated, see what it tastes like.
Yo, look at
I'm
what I
gonna
just
go
found
real
for you
quick.
guys.
Look at this.
Unvaccinated sperm really the next Bitcoin.
I got a bunch of them.
Damn.
There you
The
go.
way I ooze it out, that's gonna be a treasure chest right there. I got golden balls right now.
They're gonna know.
Because
they're
you
gonna
ain't
know
had sex in
real quick
about
if it's-
2-3 weeks. You fighting in a few days.
You feel me? Yeah, I'm loaded up
Oh,
right
yeah,
now.
you can
But that's my
Yeah.
thing. Like real talk. Like, how could they like tell? Like, I guess
I'm
because
telling you.
there's no records of who got vaccinated. Like,
The vaccinated sperm is gonna taste real liberal. It's gonna taste like, that shit's gonna taste like Bath and Body Works.
so they're spitting. Then they're definitely not swallowing. They're spitting for sure.
That shit gonna taste like Bath and Body Works.
Bath and Body Works, Moonlight Path. My sperm's gonna be tasting like Brute. You know, like, they're gonna
My
know.
shit gonna taste like Bud Light.
Let's hope
They're gonna
not.
know quick.
That's
let's move
just
on.
funny.
This is-
That's just funny. That's fucking way
But
too
you're right
much.
though. Like I don't really know how they would tell. I guess there's maybe some in the blood. There's maybe some defects that the vaccine may have had versus the ones that have never been vaccinated. Maybe that's how they. I mean, it's a serious thing. These people want their children to be untapped by the government. So I mean, I'm sure they have figured out the nuances to getting it right.
Yeah, they got
well, sadly
every.
enough, without getting
Because
too
if the
deep-
money's in it, they're gonna be people faking it. No, I've never been vaccinated. Give me that money. I've never been vaccinated.
Exactly.
Like, oh,
How they gonna tell
Well,
that?
That's funny because it went from people faking being vaccinated to people faking not being vaccinated. That tells you how
Yeah.
bad and dangerous the vaccine
Yeah,
is.
it was fucking terrible. Terrible.
It was the
Everybody got
worst.
sick. I got the first shot. I'm not gonna lie. I got the first one.
Oh,
I
But
never got
it was
Body
the
Works,
second.
bro.
But it was the
Body
second
Works.
version. It was the second version of the first one. If that makes
you had
sense.
that Pfizer, that shit they sent back. You had that P5.
No, I had
They
the.
recalled that shit.
No, so the first ones I think were the ones that were fucking everybody up, and that's the ones that were something was wrong with them. The one I got was completely fine. Like I took it, nothing. I probably pissed it out that night, and I didn't go back to get the second one. I was like, I'm getting this shit. Like, and the,
Mike's sperm tasting like Moonlight Path. Like
ask
that's
your
like Moonlight
mama,
Path.
boy. See, you see how easy it is with the mama
cucumber,
jokes? You
something.
just set me up with a mama joke. So easy. So easy. Like,
I didn't even hear it.
you didn't hear it? Well, our fans heard it. Everybody heard it. And I said, ask your mom how my semen tastes if you didn't hear it.
All right, let's call her.
You might be disappointed with the answer she gives you. Yeah, it's chill. Speaking of chilling out, I was scrolling on fucking Instagram when I'm bored. I don't like doing it, but I saw this 21-year-old kid that got busted for 8.5 mil worth of mushrooms, some psychedelic mushrooms in Connecticut.
It's all about where you at, baby. He wouldn't have got touched in Oregon.
Yeah, and you know, I thought of that too, but at the same time, 8.5 mil is a lot of fucking product.
Yeah. Especially in a legal state. You
Eh.
overkilled that shit.
Yeah, right. And like, what was he planning on doing with it? Like, I don't.
But his shit got to be like cross state lines. You know what I mean? Like to be pushing like that in an illegal area, that's being, you know, Big Meech in fucking Florida.
But see, I think Connecticut was like in the process of getting it decriminalized and so on and so forth. So, but I mean, still, like, they can't turn away from $8.5 million worth of product. Like, he got to be the distributor for everywhere, like everywhere in the Northeast, right?
Yeah.
At least, right? Like, that's crazy.
Because I mean, when people buy mushrooms, they don't buy like a shitload of mushrooms.
I
Right.
mean, it takes you about a good quarter. Like, I got a quarter at my house. I've been waiting to eat, but I needed
I got all kinds. I got shrooms by the stems and heads, and then I got chocolates. of all
but I've been
kinds.
waiting. I like to eat them with someone. I gotta have
I
gotta have a lady friend.
Peanut butter when your dog's
I gotta have a
around.
lady friend. Pablo, don't get down like that, bro. Don't disrespect my dog like that. Like, what the fuck's wrong with you? You know how Pablo gets down, and he don't roll like that. Chaz, like, come on. Let's get back to the
What kind of dog
mushrooms,
you
sir.
got, Mike?
A French bulldog.
I got a tricolor pit bull, champagne color.
Okay. And Chaz,
got
what kind of dog do you have?
What?
We
Oh,
can't.
you can't. Can you see it on the?
No,
my
we
golden
can't.
doodle, baby.
He got a fucking blonde, white-haired
Golden
girl
doodle,
dog.
Winston. Is Winston not fucking? cool?
Winston is the homie, though. Winston
Yeah.
is cool. The only thing is he doesn't have his nuts.
I know.
Damn, you
It's
did it
fucked
to
up.
a dog.
Yeah, it's
Dude,
fucked
I
up.
didn't do it. It's the
Damn.
most fucked up story you're ever gonna hear.
fucked
Listen
up.
to this.
That's
Yeah,
fucked
I
up.
was talking to her about that.
Oh, shut the fuck up. Dude.
Tell the story,
Man,
though.
this guy
Tell the
knows too
story.
much about me. He already knows what story I like to tell. Now
Tell the
he's
story,
fucking
bro. Tell the story.
So my mom watched my dog for a little bit. Like when I went out of town, my mom was watching my dog. And I get back in town and I go over and my mom's like, "Oh, by the way, I got Winston fixed while you were out of town." She just took him down and got him fixed. She didn't even like say anything to me.
That's
I was
fucked
just
up.
like,
That's some white people shit. That's some white people shit.
I mean, she thought she was doing something nice, so she's like, "Oh, I figured you were gonna get him fixed anyways," and so I just did it. And I was just like, "Hey, but listen to this though." She brought him home from getting him fixed, and she's got a chocolate lab. So she looks out in the backyard, and they're hooked up. Like they're hooked up. The moment he comes home from getting fixed, he still had one in the chamber. He got her pregnant when he came home from getting fixed.
Karma, instant karma, right? He still
what
had
you
one
get,
in the
Moms.
chamber.
Hell
Instant.
yeah, that's what you get, moms. That's what you
Yeah,
do.
crazy.
You got to clear the
You gonna
slide. They
take
didn't
these
clear
nuts
it.
off. Somebody gonna catch this work. I don't give a fuck what it is.
That's
Yeah,
right.
I don't give a fuck
Can
what
we
breed,
pull up
what
that-
color, what style. Somebody gonna get this nut.
Let's pull up that mushroom video because you guys didn't see that. We strode away from that. Like, I want people to
Yeah.
like
Bro,
look
the
at this
fact
kid.
that he had 8 point something is ridiculous. Like you got to get that man on those states that are legalizing the shit. You got to get him some lawyers from those states, and then
No, a
get
little
him
bit up, a little bit up.
LLC.
Yeah, I mean, he made all this in his garage. And somebody snitched on
That's a
him.
factory, bro. That's a factory.
Yeah, and somebody snitched on him, which is another like crazy thing.
Bro, I know some lawyers that could hook that guy up. You know
I
what
mean, he don't look like a kid that takes mushrooms. Like he honestly looks like he
What?
plays with
He
meth.
looks like a kid who definitely takes mushrooms.
I think he looks like a kid that plays with other drugs.
Yeah, but you know, there's gateway shit. You gotta start somewhere.
Look at him.
That motherfucker's blooming right now.
Yeah, he looks more like acid guy.
Okay, I second that. But the only reason why you like acid is because you don't been on a couple trip trips.
I don't know. I've done. Have you done acid? Like, was it LSD?
No, I haven't.
So I've done it once, and it's just like there's nothing like.
I did what is that shit? EDM or that shit that like when you're about to die.
DMT.
DMT. Yeah, I did some
DMT,
of that.
yeah.
Did some mushrooms, but I haven't done the acid only because I've heard that acid you have a drip, a later drip, and you can get punched in your head and it'll come back later or something. Like
I mean, if
can't
you take a
control
bunch of
acid.
acid, maybe, but not if you take like one tab or.
Yeah, well, I didn't know that, doctor. So I just stayed the fuck away from it.
But doctor of drugs, DDS, sir.
I just
Yeah, I've
stuck
never
with my
taken
weed
it.
and my shrooms.
Dude, I've just, I mean, I've smoked a bunch of bud, and that's pretty much it. I've only taken shrooms once. It made me my face swell up.
Are you allergic? Are you allergic
Yeah, I
to
had some
mushrooms?
sort of
That's
allergic
fucked
reaction. And that's so I don't do any other drugs like that. I smoked ice one night. on
Oh
accident.
fuck no! An
Oh, yeah,
accident.
that's some white people shit.
Bro, I thought I was fucked up. I was wasted, and these people were hitting this bong. It looked like a gravity bong. I thought I was hitting a bong of a.
Oh no, they
Yeah, I
got you.
took
They
a-
gotta tell you that shit though.
Dude, I took a
I'm
big
whooping
ass
somebody's ass. I fuck up like
How'd
that.
you feel?
Amazing. Dude, I
Don't
swear
try
to
to
God,
tell old kids, but it feels great.
this is exactly how it went. I went back. I was trying to hook up with this chick, right? And I'm actually at the strip club with my buddy, and we're there. And she calls me and she's like, "Hey, you want to come over?" And I'm like,
Pull up that
"Yeah, we're at the strip club. It's gonna be pretty late."
Friday
before we leave."
smoky
She's
clip.
like-
Him running down
He's
the
like,
street.
"It's all right. We'll be up really late. We'll be up all night." And I was like, "That's the first red flag." I didn't realize I was wasted. So I'm like, "All right, cool." So we get done there, and then we head over to the apartment. Well, when we get there, it's just like my buddy's
Chris
all like
Tucker on
passed out
Friday.
shit. Put him on
Chris
the couch.
Tucker on Friday.
It's just like her and a bunch of
After he
gators,
smokes with the.
and they're all smoking out of this bong. And I'm like, all right, well, I'm fucked up. I'm like, yeah, let me hit that. So I get up there and just take a huge rip. As soon as I hit it, the guy's like, blow out, blow out. And I'm like, all right, so I blow out. It just was like,
What's
I
the
was like,
difference? If
holy
you
shit.
when I take a bong rip, there ain't no blowout. I'm trying to ghost that shit until. So when he's like blow out, if you ghost it, are you fucked? Like what's the deal?
I don't know. I'm not an expert. All I know is what the guy told me because I took a huge rip and I'm like,
I think. I think you were like running down the street afterwards. Like, did we pull up something for you? I think this is how you were after you smoked. That's fucking Chaz.
That's how I felt off of overdosing on shrooms. I wouldn't say I overdosed, but I definitely had a bad trip on my first trip of shrooms.
See,
I was definitely.
I had a bad trip too. I ended up being by myself. I didn't have any weed to smoke, and it was just like it was terrible because you're on a cloud 9, 10, 11, and then it's
for
like
8 hours.
And it's immediate like stop, and it goes over with. And I was by myself, and you almost go into like a depression. And that was like when I was in college. Yeah.
Yeah, it makes you vulnerable. That's the thing about shrooms. Like there's certain levels of shrooms that you can take, and you can get past some childhood traumas. You can get past, there's therapeutic ways to take shrooms and do certain things because there's certain levels of your brain that have been through things that shrooms sometimes.
Now I love them. I love them. That's one of my favorite drugs. Top 3 for sure. See, I can't microdose. I've tried to microdose, and it's more like it's too much like partying during the day. So you take a pill, and you're like, oh, I'm cool. A few hours, you take another pill, and then I'm like, I'm popping pills at 4 in the afternoon, and then what? You fucking end up at a strip club, and then you're making bad decisions, and your Tuesday day is completely gone. Turned into Friday afternoon, and you didn't miss 3 days of training and a bunch of crazy shit that happened, all because you were trying to microdose.
Well, I'll tell you, I don't know about that. I mean, shrooms, I know that has some really good effects on your brain. It can do some good things for you. But I will tell you, ice definitely does not do any good things for you. For sure.
You were probably
The only thing
scratching
it
your
did-
face off.
Bro, the only thing it did for me is just made me show some gay dude my butthole, I think. But other than-
Why we gotta go through this with you every episode, bro? It always turns into some motherfucking shit.
I'm just trying to come out on the podcast.
I know. I've always known you were gay. Like, don't worry about
You
it.
never denied rolling with me though.
I've tried to. You always came and chased me. The first time me and Chaz trained together, he was on my back, of course, and some like weird shit, and he ends up banana split me, and he damn near fucking. I don't know if like listeners know what this is, but it's kind of like a inverted cradle. I don't know. Is that like a good way to put it? Like,
Yeah. I mean, I hit
It's like a forced split. He forces you to split your legs.
yeah, from him being on your back, and he's taking the legs this way. He damn near fucking tore my hamstring out. Ever since that, I had a hit out for him. I was like, you know what? This motherfucker that came in the first day, every time I go with him, like, he's got to fucking answer to some problems, bro.
Dude, it was a complete accident, though. It was a complete accident. Like, you know how I've always been a leg rider. I've always been a spladle guy, cradle guy. So I've got legs in. He bases up, and I could have done a hamstring ripper. I came over the top, and I switched it to like banana splits, and I was just trying to break him down. And when I pulled it, I just pulled it a little too hard, and like I didn't know he was stiff as fuck like that.
I'm stiff as fuck, bro. Like, it takes me about 2 hours to get loose,
I didn't know
and
he
practice
was
is
so
over
stiff like that,
at that point.
and I just pulled it a little too hard, and I was like, God damn it, not day one, bro.
Day one, new gym. I was like a turtle. I was fucking rolling around on the mat, and shit like.
Because you know, I came in day one. It was Black Zillions back then, and that's exactly what it was, bro. Bunch of black dudes, bunch of Brazilians, and then my white ass. And they're
The
like,
minority. How's it feel?
This motherfucker hurt MJ. Get him.
Get him. I go crawling over like Rick James or Dave Chappelle. Like, you want to do about my legs? Like, get him.
We had some good times.
Oh, shit. Yeah. Some great times, bro, for sure.
That building up that animosity in the room, though, sometimes not animosity, but that like challenge.
Competitive.
You always need to be competitive in the room. Like, if you go in the room and you're not competitive with someone, you might as well just not even go into the room. Like
you
that.
gotta compete. You gotta find ways to manufacture that competition night.
Yeah, and if you need to get your ass beat one day or something happens and you come in the next day, like, I don't know about a lot of people, but I'm at a gym. I know you guys have been at gyms where every day is not an easy day. Like, some days it gets real rough. Like, you're in there with real champions and jiu-jitsu world champions and sambo champs, and you know they're coming over from Dagestan pulling crazy shit out of nowhere, and yeah, it's just a crazy game.
Yeah. Some days you're the nail, some days you're the hammer. But the longer you learn how to be both of them, the longer you learn how to deal with it. There's some guys that are just so stiff that they don't know how to be the nail when you're working with certain people. Sometimes there's guys that have just never been the nail that they don't know how to relax on being the hammer. You got to have that ebb and flow, man. That experience of that gym camaraderie while still competing, while still not trying to hurt everybody is it's important, man. I don't fuck with no new guys. Everybody I train with is someone I know and been to their house type shit. Like, I don't like that new shit.
Yeah, you know, I think that's something good for like the younger guys to know. Like, so if you're a younger guy coming up and you've done really well with your career thus far, but you've never been the nail in the room, you've never gotten your ass kicked like on a pretty consistent basis, like to where you've had days where you're just like,
Fuck
God,
this.
what am I doing? And had to work through
Yeah.
it. Dude, you're at the wrong place, really, because you see it though. You see it in fights. These guys, they get to take a step up. They go to the UFC, they go to the PFL, they go to Bellator. They take a step up in competition, and they start getting beat up, and they just crumble. And it's guys that are very talented, but they've just never had the experience of just.
What's that one young 45-pounder? He's like 18. He got that fucked up chin. and
Oh
ugly
no,
ass
he's
nose.
he's a 35er, bro. I guess he was down here training not too long ago. I didn't see him, but
Yeah, but
He's
he's
one
the
of the-
type, to me, in my opinion, from the outside looking in. I don't know nobody's training
Raul?
facilities and shit like
that
that.
motherfucker
But he looks
ugly,
like he's always
boy.
been the hammer. He ain't never been the nail. He ain't never had no OGs come and whoop that ass and be like, all right, humble yourself or calm that shit down. 'cause
I mean,
just
he
too
got
much
beat up. I
bravado.
mean, he got beat up in his first or second
last
UFC
fight.
fight.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what I'm saying.
No, he won his last fight. He ended up knocking the dude out. They gave him some. They gave him a guy to build up. Like we all know how the UFC works. Like they gotta build these guys. Like he's definitely talented. Too bad he's not marketable. I'm sorry, bro. Like I'm fucking sorry.
Yeah, I saw him driving. And damn, that chin and that nose.
And I can't. Like, he's
Bro,
a
there's
kid.
no way
He's
I
a
wouldn't say
kid,
something
bro.
about
He's
trying
a
to knock that
kid.
shit off.
He's a kid, bro. I'm sorry, I can't do it. Like he's a kid. I'm not gonna talk about him. Just not. I'm gonna let him. I'm gonna give him a pass, bro.
Fuck that.
I'm gonna give fuck that.
You on that UFC stage. Fuck that.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not one to make fun of people. I don't make fun of people.
It's too easy. Like it's just.
Did you see the video where somebody dubbed over when he was talking? They were like, blah, 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 blah.
I didn't see that video. But there's another meme of some dog with his face pushed in. And somebody said it was him too. Like I'm gonna let the little man breathe, bro. Because honestly,
but it's not about the what the people are saying about it. It is that bravado that he gives off that makes you want to be like, bro, sit the fuck down. Like he doesn't have enough time being the nail in a good gym where there's OGs to kind of calm that temperament.
well, the thing is, all these young kids
are.
all these young kids are talented. They're very talented, but everybody say, oh, it's a young man's game. Like, I disagree. I think this is a veterans.
Disagree.
I think this is a veterans, like a damn near chess match experience game. Like, these kids can't fight, and that's a big thing. They're talented. They're great athletes. They're talented. They're great athletes. They can get the game, but they just, when it comes down to like fighting, they can't do it. Case in point, if you guys watch Edson fight the young black kid, the Nigerian kid, Sodiq. Yeah.
Sodiq.
He's a great fighter. He does this, but I mean, I wouldn't say great fighter. He's a great athlete. He had him hurt. Yeah. He couldn't finish him. Edson took that fight over. I mean, that kid.
Was a vet.
He's talented, but that kid can't fight. He can't fight at that level. Edson's been fighting. He's been around for years. Yeah. He knows the game. And he got a great win.
I can say that even for myself. I'm not going to put Sadiq out there and be like, yeah, he did all those things. I'm a 45-pounder too myself. So even in my last fight, I told, in the interviews, I was like, there's nothing I haven't seen. There's nothing I haven't experienced. And, I've been in the fight game for a little bit. But even in my young, youthful fight experience, that fight was something I hadn't seen yet. Of course, I'm now more privy to what it would be like if someone stormed the castle and barraged me like that. But I still needed that and a couple of more different experiences in the cage to give me that kind of like that veterinarian stripe, because I still feel as though as much as old as I am, I still feel like there are stripes to be gained in the game of mixed martial arts. And you can only get those stripes while having that experience. You can't do that as a young man. You can't.
It's different getting bombed on
those platforms to be in that situation as a young guy.
Yeah, Chaz, you've had some tough fights for sure.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's just you get your ass beat a little bit, and then you have to make a decision at times. Like, am I going to fight, or am I going to take a beating, or am I just going to go out on my shield and fight? I mean, that's just kind of what you got to do.
So crazy story. Chaz has beaten 3 or 4 guys on our team, and he has came in our gym to fucking train with him. Like to train with him is and be our teammate and now our brother. Like it's fucking crazy how the fight game works. Like it's crazy because at some point Chaz was probably like the number one enemy, public enemy number one for some of these guys because he beat, I mean, like 2 or 3 for sure. So it's it's just it's a wild game. And you know, another guy in our gym has fought in like 2 or 3 people, Chaz included, where guys have fought him and came out with wins and they came back and trained with him. So only in the fight game can somebody be able to wash their hands with it.
Yeah, I mean, you got to have a short memory, though. You have to have a short memory all around. I mean, it's like, what are you going to do? You can't hold on to that stuff. I mean, we're all just guys trying to provide for our families. We're doing a job. And at the end of the day, you got to go where you're going to get better because it's a selfish sport. At the same time, you have to have a crazy short memory. You got to forget about that crazy knockout you got your last fight because you can't just fall in love with knocking people out because it's not always going to win you the fight. You got to forget about getting knocked out your last fight because you can't go in there with a fear of getting knocked out because that's going to get you knocked out again. So it's like the memory has to be short. That's just the way this fight game is.
Yeah, I go into it. I got the mindset. I've been, I guess, knocked out from the Emmett fight, but Diego, when he knocked out, like my mindset right now is, I think that the next guy I fight thinks that he can do the same thing because Diego landed it. So my mindset is, all right, motherfucker, come try to knock me out. Like, please, like I'll. Like, you know, we're going to fight. You're going to have a chance. Like, come on and come do it. Like, instead of.
That may have happened to me, but I want to see you fucking do it.
Yeah, for sure. I'm not worried about, oh, my God, I don't want to get knocked out again because I forgot about the shit. Like, I didn't even know it happened. So, like, so what the fuck do I care about it? You know, like.
I'm not scared. I didn't even fucking know.
Like, what the fuck? Like, what happened? I was beating his ass. What you mean I got knocked out? Really? I don't believe you, bro. I don't believe it. But
yeah, that's crazy thing about this game, man. It's crazy game, but it's like that's what makes it so cool. That's what makes it so like such a draw.
How do you feel? How do you guys feel about trilogies? Right? Like I'm not even trilogies, but maybe, you know, the second matchup after a loss or something. I'm working on my trilogy with fucking Karen Wade, as we know, and you know, obviously going through this camp 3 times. There was a 4th time that we didn't fight, but he's been on my radar for a minute, and just kind of being in the ebbs and flows of like, yeah, man, I already know exactly. You know, I fought this man for 30 minutes already. 15 minutes the first time, 15 minutes the second time. There isn't much nuances in camp that I'm really working on. You know, stay in shape, get in shape, go to cues, or the things that we did great. But how do you guys, you know, develop that nuance that you might need to get the victory that you may not gotten last time? How do you guys see the trilogies going?
Personally, I've only rematched somebody. I've only rematched one person ever. I rematched Daniel Pineda. I knee-barred him the first time and the second time.
but one of those you didn't learn.
yeah. Like the fights went completely different, but I just ended up with a knee bar both times. Having said that, though, I love Pineda. We're actually buddies. I love the guy. He's awesome. I'm not talking any sort of shit on that. That was fucking 10 years ago, you know. But
knowing that you got him with a knee bar the first time, I bet getting, you know, even though the fight was different, getting in that position to be like, oh shit, all right, you know where we are. You know how I got it last time. Let me see if this shit works.
Yeah. I've never.
Dude, it was wild. I didn't expect it. That's not what I was thinking going into it. I wasn't thinking like, all right, I'm gonna be looking for that knee bar because I already hit him with it. I was thinking, all right, he's gonna shut that down, and I know that he worked to shut that down. It just went that way.
It's just too good.
Yeah, that's funny. I don't have too much experience with the rematches or trilogies. I mean, shit, let me think of my long, like 50 damn fight career. No, I don't think I've ever fought anybody twice. Me and Tony Ferguson came close with the big thing that happened with him and Khabib, where Khabib weighed in and he had to go to the hospital, and they needed somebody to fill in. Like, literally, it was like fight day or the morning of weigh-ins. So I'm in Vegas. coincidentally for the fight, but I'm not finna fight. I'm there partying. Like, of course. Party boy that fights. Like, hey, hello, it's me. Like, fuck am I doing? Like,
You ain't about to
yeah,
pass that USADA test.
yeah, like I'm being done. I'll pass it with flying colors, baby. What you talking about? The drugs I take are not PEDs, brother. Trust me. They're not helping my performance, bro, by any means. Okay, I promise you that. But yeah. So
is USADA like that? Why we have that? Is USADA because I just got USADA on PFL, so USADA just came to us and my coach called me and was like, "Yo, USADA's here." I happened to be in Hawaii at the time, and then after he called me and was like, "Yo, USADA here," then I got a random phone call from that number, and they were like, "Hey, is this USADA? We're at your gym," and I'm like, "Well, that sucks because I'm on a beach in Hawaii. Like, I don't know what the fuck to tell you."
I don't know.
So
I don't deal with USADA
USADA
anymore. I don't deal with USADA anymore. So.
Yeah. So basically, you have to fill out. You have to go fill out that questionnaire. It's just like an app, like places that you'll be. So when you're traveling, you're supposed to fill that out and tell them where you'll be, 2 spots where you'll be each day, so they know, so they can randomly come. Let me tell you a little story about my USADA guy. When I was living in South Florida, I was at Sanford. I was training with Mike down there, and my apartment was like, probably a mile from the beach. So I had just fought recently. My girl and I were down at the beach with some friends getting fucked up. I mean, we were getting fucked up on the beach. And we went to this little beachside bar, and I get a phone call. So it's a number I don't recognize. I'm like, what the fuck? It's on like a Saturday afternoon. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? I answer it, and it's USADA guy. He's like, yo, this is what blah 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 from USADA. I'm at your apartment gate. And I was like, well, I got news for you, dude. I'm not there. I was like, but I am a mile down the road at this bar if you want to come here. And he's like, yeah, stay there. I'll come down there. I'm like, all right, cool. He comes down there. So we do our thing. I got to unwrap all the packages and stuff like that. We go into the bathroom, and it's a small little bathroom. It's an outside bar on the beach. It's a small.
Your stories
bathroom.
always convert with you and some other dude half naked with some assholes or something come out.
It's a small bathroom.
I hope
it's got
I know.
a urinal and it's got a toilet like with a stall, and that's it. It's tiny. So me and him go into the stall, and they gotta watch you pee. They literally have to stand there and watch you hold your dick. So it's not like they're right next to you.
Bro,
So
I've did damn near 50 tests, and they have never watched me hold my dick. I knew you were on some gay shit, bro.
I don't know who you got. Every time that I do it, they stand there and literally watch me pee.
Okay, continue. Continue your story.
Anyways, so the guy's standing there, we're in the stall. This drunk dude comes in and he goes, "Oh my God, are there 2 guys in that stall? Oh my God, are there 2 people in that stall?" And I go, "Can a guy not just get his dick sucked in peace?" You saw the guy was like, no. You heard this dude open the door and run out the door, and you know how like when a door closes, he's like, "Oh my God, this guy's getting a blowjob." You hear like screaming to the whole bar. So when we walk out of that bar, every single eye in that bar was on us. They were like,
you should have came out. You should have came out and zipped your pants up and moving your waist and zipping your pants up and patted him on the back. You should have smacked him on the ass and said, "Thank you, bro. Get the fuck out of here."
Hey, here's your tip. Here's your tip.
That's funny. That's a good sport. I mean, it's crazy. No other sports are really like that. If it was only that easy, like baseball, for instance. Shout out to the Texas Rangers for winning the World Series. That I'm sorry, Chaz, but that nobody watched or had any idea was going on.
I was in Arizona and I didn't know the Diamondbacks were playing. I was like, "What the fuck's going on?" They're like, "It's the World Series."
Well, why did it get swept under the rug?
Well, this is the Rangers' first ever World Series win in their franchise history. The Diamondbacks were probably the last seed coming into the playoffs. The Rangers, we got in with the wild card. We just both teams played our asses off, and then we ended up in the World Series. It should have been a real compelling story, but Unfortunately, I mean, it didn't get a lot of views, but dude, one of the best things that's happened to me in my lifetime so far. I'm a huge baseball fan, huge Rangers fan.
You know why I didn't get covered that well? Because a brother was the star of that series. What's the black dude on the Rangers team?
He's Cuban.
Oh, he's Cuban. He's close enough, bro. He's a brother.
He's black.
He's black. He's black Cuban, so that's a brother. My boxing coach.
The boat stopped early. We know the boat stopped before we got here. Stopped in Cuba.
My boxing coach. My boxing coach is Cuban.
It's Adolis Garcia. Adolis Garcia is who you're talking about.
That's not the Bambino guy that they were.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's him. Why are they call? Oh, Bombino. That's what they call him.
You know why they call him Bombino? Because his head looks like a light bulb. That's like Bombi. Bombi's like light bulb in Cuban or something.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
Bombi.
I was like, huh?
Yeah,
What? I was like,
El Bombi is what they call him, but I call him Bombino because it's like Babe Ruth. Man, you guys should fucking you guys don't watch baseball?
yeah, I know who Babe Ruth is. Like, the
Jackie
fuck?
Robinson?
Like,
I know
Jackie
who Hank Aaron
Robinson?
is, of course.
The Mexican that came over to Ken Griffey Jr., bro. I'm upset that he got hurt, and like he probably would have been the greatest baseball player ever.
Ken Griffey Jr. was one of the greatest baseball players.
Yeah,
ever.
but he got hurt, and he had he didn't fulfill his playing time.
No, dude, he was still great. Ken Griffey Jr. was
Of course, yeah, okay, he was great, but when people discuss like great baseball players, he's usually not the first one people say because nobody like the real baseball fans obviously know him, but like the trendy people don't. Like they know all the people that are in the.
Well, I'll tell you right now. Yeah, one of the players possibly the player that could potentially be one of the greatest baseball players of all time, if he stays healthy, Ronald Acuna Jr. He plays for the Braves.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He can hit. Man, he can.
Whatever. What the fuck happened to Yasiel Puig? Wasn't he supposed to be really good?
Who?
Like Yasiel Puig or Puig Yasiel?
Oh yeah, Puig was really good. Really good.
Right, for a minute there, he was gonna be like the next big thing, and then it fizzled out or some shit.
Oh, I mean, he had a great career too.
See that?
Disgusting. He used to lick his bat before he.
I mean, everybody's got their little things they do. I mean, that's a sport too. That would it be great without PEDs? Like we wouldn't see the Barry Bonds or the Mark McGuires or what's the guy that played for the A's?
Sammy Sosa.
Yeah, but what's the Johnny Damon? Is that the guy that played for the A's? Yeah, like you don't. Because Chaz, I know you wanted to talk about the PEDs and how they go in. Like, would baseball be as popular it would back then? Like,
here's my thing. Why does it matter in baseball? Why does it matter? Like when you're talking about performance enhancing drugs, and
they're not gonna kill anybody.
You're not gonna kill anybody. You're out there playing a game of baseball, basketball. I mean, football's a little different. You're taking a lot of shots to the head. Fighting is different. You're taking shots to the head. Boxing, I mean, you could kill somebody.
I mean, what if a guy throws 120 miles per hour fastball because he's all juiced up, and he just cracks some dude right in?
Man, that's some rookie of the year shit.
I mean, hey, if he gets in the right PEDs.
What if homie clears the bench and he got the roid rage problem out of nowhere? He bring a bat to the middle of the cage, like
Yeah, we've seen baseball players fight. Somebody just got knocked out. It was like a big thing. Somebody got
my
swept.
question is, why is it all the white sports that is allowed to fight? Hockey, you're allowed to fight. Baseball, you're allowed to fight.
No, they can't really fight. They just fight. Like hockey, they kind of shut fighting down because it kind of took too long. So they don't really.
Too many black people getting in the sport. That's what I think.
You think what?
Too many black people was coming in. That's 4 or 5 niggas on the ice.
Name one black person in the NHL. Go.
I can't do that shit. I know he looked like.
Pat Subban is black, right? Pat Subban, is that his name? The guy that used to play for Buffalo?
Yeah.
The only reason I know him because I'm the fucking shit at NHL hits. Right,
well, I slipped on black ice the other day. It froze over here, and I slipped on. You know how I knew it was black ice?
Because you didn't see it and it was dark.
No, when I got up, I was missing my wallet and my keys.
That was a good one. Chaz. There you go. There you go. You racist motherfucker. That's some bullshit, bro. Like,
Yo,
wait.
you think they should put that dude who was gambling on what's his name, Pete Rose? I think he should be in the Hall of Fame. Fuck you talking about? And Barry Bonds.
Damn, how old are
He was
you?
betting on his own team, wasn't he?
Yeah, but he was throwing games though too.
Oh, was he?
I don't think he was throwing them. I think he was just competing in them.
I mean, he should have had a better bookie. I mean, these guys can't be like spreading propaganda and total themselves.
I think he should be in. I think he should be in the Hall of Fame. I don't think, as a player, I don't think that changes anything of who he was as a player.
So is Mark McGwire in the Hall of Fame?
He's not, but he should be.
And they took him out because they took out Barry Bonds. So they took out everybody that got caught, right? Is that what it is?
I think so. Yeah.
So what are they gonna do with Fernando Tatis? Is he gonna be able to go into the Hall of Fame? He got popped too.
I don't know. Another thing too.
He can play too.
Drugs are different too. Like, hear me out. Drugs are a little different nowadays because back then it's like,
yeah, meth head. We know drugs are different.
Yeah, you heard steroids, and it was just one step. People were like, "Oh, steroids! It's one motherfucking steroid. You're juicing, bro. You're taking steroids." Now, I mean, there's all different types of steroids.
All kinds of shit.
You could be taking things just for cardio. You could be taking. I mean, dude, you could cutting, bulking. I mean, anything, you name it. There's a drug for it. So, I mean, yes, could they be performance enhancing? Yes, but whatever, dude. I don't even think.
You think the other sports it really shouldn't matter because they're not physically hurting each other and they couldn't potentially kill one another.
Yes, that's exactly.
Yeah,
what
I guess. Yeah.
I
What
think-
about karate?
I think the way the world's going, we should just let PEDs be in baseball and just soup up the league. Put some walkout music on every time a motherfucker comes to bat. Let them be roided up. See them taking roids in the dugout and come out and hit 100 home runs. Why the fuck not? Hell yeah.
Shooting up in the dugout. Walking
Let's
out.
get it. Right now, I'm going to show y'all my performance. Right the fuck now. Show y'all how much it enhanced.
I like it, dude.
Hey, it might end up working that way.
Let's start our own league.
Juiced up league.
No drug tests.
Right.
Major League Juice
But
League.
if you hit a player with the ball, that's a 5-game suspension.
Yeah,
for the person that got hit. Because that's how it should
Only
be.
if they fall down. Only if they fall down.
Like, if I hit him, I get a raise. That's some skill.
That's funny. Yeah, dude. I don't. As far as PEDs are concerned with me, I don't. As long as you're not in a combat sport, I don't give a shit. But obviously there are rules for a reason. So people need to abide by the rules. I've never taken a performance enhancing drug in my life. Obviously, you can tell by looking at my body structure.
Yeah. But I do know what you've taken.
So,
Meth head. Meth head. You fucking meth head. That's what he is.
I went with dick. When you're like, oh, I do know what you're taking. I'm like, dick.
Oh,
Dick.
I was waiting. I was trying to process a comeback for when he said dick.
No, see, I see where y'all minds are, bro. Y'all minds are in the gutter. I'm not thinking about dick homos. Like,
bro, you started
there
out
we go.
with,
We're gonna get canceled. All right, the show's over now. I said a word I shouldn't have said. They're gonna come after me heavy. Fuck. On that note.
You said the FAG word within the first.
Yeah, he
5
did.
seconds.
I heard that.
Yeah,
too.
and I said, "Gang, fuck, come get me, bro." Like, what the fuck they gonna do?
You know where we at.
Yeah, we know where we at. On that note, 3 pros of the pod, guys. Great show tonight,
If
however
we
you
don't
guys
get
see
canceled,
it.
See you guys next week.
We'll see you guys soon, guys. Shout out always to myself, Chaz Skelly, and Badman Bubba Jenkins.
Bad man things. Let's get it.
Yep. Guys, make sure you go to YouTube, Apple TV. No, Apple TV's wrong. Guys, make sure you go to YouTube, Apple, Spotify, and Spotify. Like, listen, and subscribe to the page. I got to get better at that. I will. Don't worry, guys. But, yeah, we'll see you guys next week. We're out.